Hello everyone, it's Sasha Salinger here for PokerNews, and as you may know, I'm a huge lover of watching all sorts of sports and of course betting on them, and there was a very exciting Supreme Court ruling here in America. But I went through Twitter, I looked at some of the message boards and comments to some of the PokerNews articles, and I realized there's a lot of misinformation out there, so I wanted to break down everything for you in very simple layman's terms. First of all, the case is based on a 1992 law that was called the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, because obviously we need to be protected from sports betting. And what happened was the Supreme Court ruled this law unconstitutional, and the law did not let states allow sports betting except for Nevada. So since 1992, states couldn't create their own set of laws to legalize sports betting. However, that is no longer the case. The Supreme Court ruled last week that states are free to make their own rules for sports betting. Now, some people think, great, sports betting is legal now. No, not quite. It's just not federally illegal. So obviously, this is very recent news, so most states don't have their own rules and laws set in place yet. The reason this is exciting is because a lot of states have already put forth legislation that will legalize sports betting and sports gambling. But like I said, so far, Nevada is the only real state to have that autonomy, and we're still waiting on most of the other states in the union. So if you're like me, I live in California. It's not legal to sports bet here in California yet. And there's actually a recent LA Times article that stated it may take months, if not years, to figure out the legislation because there's such a strong Indian tribe lobby, because the Indian tribes have a hold of all the casinos here in California. And, obviously they would want to get in on that action as they had with poker. So that's another reason that California has been slow to legalize online poker and get involved, like the WSOP.com in Nevada or PokerStars in New Jersey. It's because we have this very strong Indian tribe lobby. So each state will come up against its own hurdles, I imagine, but it is exciting that this is a states' rights issue versus a federal government issue. Now, another thing I've heard that's incorrect is that poker will be included in this. It's not, unfortunately, but it does set a good precedent that the Supreme Court is, again, pro-states' rights. So as we've already seen, like I said, with New Jersey and Nevada, that these states are deciding on their own and coming up with their own legislation that will legalize online poker. And we're hoping that this is sort of the first domino to fall, that if it's sports betting first, and, the NBA and the NFL have already expressed interest in having a part of that sports betting, so getting a cut of it, so they will regulate it and be responsible for it and bring in a lot of money into it. And hopefully, now that you get these bigger corporations and leagues getting involved, that poker will be next. We don't know. Again, you can follow the Poker Players Alliance, is a very strong network of lawyers and lobbyists that are fighting to legalize online poker in America, state by state. But this sports betting law, unfortunately, doesn't apply, but it is great for people like me who love playing on DraftKings. I like the fantasy aspect, and I like the aspect of betting on games individually or seasons. And it's exciting news either way. If you have any other questions, we're obviously following this very closely at pokernews.com, but feel free to comment below. Thanks, guys.